All right. So the importance of blogging is one, to get yourself out there and promote your site, and two, to increase the freshness of the content that you have on your site. Now, the reason you want to do that is because Google crawls the page of your website or pages of your website at least once a week that we know. Okay. So as you add more to your site, uh, Google will come back the following week and see that you've added to the actual content. So it's super important to at least do one post a week. Just keep it moving. And I have to say, at first, it's a little hard, it's a bit challenging. It's kind of hard to put yourself out there and think of something that would be entertaining or valuable to add to the site, but I want you to just kind of get over it. Once you start getting comfortable with the process, it just becomes easier and easier as you go along. Now, I definitely want you to sit down and plan just a little bit before you start posting. Planning is really important, although it is good to be spontaneous. If you sit down and think about what you're going to post for the next couple of weeks, once a week being minimal, you'll kind of have a cohesive blog. So, if you're going to cater to the events in the community or past events in the community or show upcoming things, then do a few posts that have to do with different events around your areas. Now, if I were going to figure out what was going on or what's hot or trending in the area, I totally want to talk to an agent. Okay, you guys know what's happening before it happens, and most of the time you have a pretty good network in the community, so you're able to know what's going to be coming up in the next couple months. So summertime is a great time. There's all sorts of outdoor festivals, lots and lots of events, and it's really important to show the kind of lifestyle that your different areas have to offer. Okay, it's not just about selling homes, it is about selling a lifestyle. So if you kind of think towards incorporating showcasing the areas and territories that you're working in, it just becomes really easy. I like you to think about the things that you tell your clients in your initial meeting. When you're telling them why a certain area would fit their lifestyle, you can think of, this is a family neighborhood and they do a strawberry festival in the summer, or they have rides, they have this fireworks display. And again, summertime is a great time to really start writing your blog because there's so many different outdoor activities and community activities that you can show in these blog posts. So write down a couple ideas and just keep it cohesive. Keep it um, just very, very fluid, and it becomes easier and easier. And I don't want you to worry about the actual writing process in the beginning. It's just going to get easier as you go along. I don't want you to try and write something that's just trendy at the moment. Think about something that's just beneficial, that's entertaining, informative, and relative to the areas that you're working in. Now, this website is a really good example of a good, well written blog. Okay, if you notice, this is the actual archive page. When we click the blog button or index on the navigation, it's going to hop on it and show you Kensington, California real estate, homes for sale in Sorrento Valley, Memorial Day weekend, free events in San Diego, Mother's Day, fun in the sun. Let's just hop on one of these, for example. This is a well written page just about what the area has to offer and the homes that are in that area. So if you take a look, it gives a little bit of the back history, when the community was actually established, how it came about. So if you run out of lots of topics or you're just really stuck, start Googling. Figure out how the community was put together, what types of demographics, why those demographics are in that area, and you'll have a more intuitive blog. It will be very informative as well as perhaps entertaining to people that want to know more about the area that they're looking into purchasing a home. Because again, I can't stress enough, it's not just about buying a house, it really is a home that caters to someone's lifestyle. So give some great information and be informative while you're doing it. Now, blog post at first, if you feel like you've got writer's block, I want you to kind of just go at it easy and think about giving at least 2 paragraphs. You have way more room to write lots of copy, but if you just focus on getting your 2 paragraphs and you get comfortable with putting the information in the right area in the back end, it's going to start to flow. And you'll have more ideas and you'll be able to just continue with the process. So here's a really great blog post. You'll notice it has what Google is looking for. Heading 1, and then a heading 2, which is a second paragraph title. And the reason it's important to have your heading 1 and your heading 2 is because Google reads in a certain order. There's a bit of a rhythm when you're working towards search engine optimization. Google is looking for heading 1, heading 2, focus keywords, which your focus keyword is going to be your actual heading 1 and your heading 2. You'll notice Kensington, California real estate is the focus keyword. Okay. And then throughout the copy, you'll notice that Kensington, California real estate appears several times, and certainly in the first sentence. That's one of the rules. If you just start writing in this manner, you're going to just feel that it's easy to put your SEO content together for your geo farms as well. There's just a certain order. And remember, if you have writer's block, people are really not reading any longer. There are studies that are showing that people are now giving about 7 seconds of attention. They're skimming and scanning written word. So not to worry. They're looking for something that is entertaining, maybe a bit of media, and then they're on to the next latest and greatest. So if you can think of things that you would like to read that are on the internet, or think of things that you would perhaps share with your friends on social media, like an upcoming event or a past event that has some great photos. That's something that would be beneficial as far as a shared post, because if you have someone that's interested in that actual event, perhaps they'll click on that post that you've shared over to your social media. When they click on your post, they'll come back and land on your website. So what we're really trying to do is get your site out there and have people come and stay and play and then revisit. So if you have something that's entertaining or relevant or resourceful, they'll come back because they know that you've got good information to offer. And Google likes to see a repeat users visit a domain over and over. So if you think of yourself as being kind of what is happening, or a newsletter, or just really informative, you'll have users that will come back and visit, and Google will recognize that IP address they're visiting from and give you a little bit more Google juice behind the scenes. Now, if you haven't already figured out how to log into the back of the site, you're going to go right behind your .com and type in /admin and push enter. You have your own username and password, and let's just click remember me and let's log in. Okay. Just chugging along. Bear with me here. Okay, cool. You're going to find the blog posts underneath posts. Let's just take a look at one that's already done so you can see what it looks like before it's published. And here it is. Now, this title bar up here is where the heading 1 lives. And make sure that you'll put in a nice title because this is the focus keyword and it dictates what your permalink is. Your permalink is everything that comes behind your actual .com. Okay, so remember that your pages within the domain are going to get found way before your homepage. It's actually the pages within the domain that rank for the overall site. So the more savvy permalinks that you have, the easier it is for you to be found on Google. So you put in your heading 1 and you start out your very first sentence with the focus keyword, okay? And the focus keyword in this case, once again, it's Kensington, California real estate. And you'll notice throughout the copy, it's mentioned several times. Kensington, California real estate, Kensington, University Heights, and then you'll notice it's just sprinkled throughout. Now, putting long tail keywords in, and that is anything that a person would put in behind the focus term, okay? The focus keyword term being Kensington, California real estate. Anything to narrow down the search and find what you're looking for on Google would come behind this term. So Kensington, California real estate, and if you were looking for a home, you might type in something like near Applewood School District, serviced by Applewood Transit System, or nestled next to, I don't think you used the term nestled, but near or next to wonderful parks and hiking trails, or free dog park, anything that really narrows down the actual search. Those terms are called long tail keywords. So if you want a really well-written blog post, you're going to come up with a list of long tail keywords to also put into the copy with the focus keyword, okay? So like I said, when you're first starting out, try and just get one solid paragraph in this area. After you get your paragraph in, I want you to put in a heading 2. And you'll notice this button right here, you can change from paragraph, heading 1, heading 2. Don't worry about heading 3, 4, 5, 6 at this very moment. It's not a beneficial thing. It's not going to help or hurt if you put it in there at this point. Heading 1, heading 2, those are most important. If you had another heading, heading 3, you could just reincorporate the focus keyword once again. But for our purposes, I really want you just to think heading 1, heading 2, and then get right after another paragraph, okay? Now, as I was saying before, Google rates in a certain order, heading 1, heading 2, focus keywords, and then a bit of media. Give something for your actual human audience to take a look at while Google is crawling the page. You'll notice this is a little photo, just a teeny one. That's a fine size for a blog post. All you need to do to add media to any of your pages in the back end would be click your cursor where you want it to live and choose Add Media. Okay? If you don't already have the media in the gallery, then upload a file. Click Select File and choose whatever file you would like to add. So if we were to click and open, it would start to upload to the actual media library. Okay? So if we were to choose one and insert into the post, we would need to tell it what size we want. For our blog purposes, thumbnail or medium is really all we need. We don't need anything more than that. It's just kind of overkill. You can set a featured image if you would prefer a larger photo. You would select and set the featured image. Now it won't appear back here but it will stretch across the top of the post. It'll take the actual width of the page, and on your archive page, it will appear much larger. So it's just a preference thing. In this particular blog, it's just a teeny smaller size. It's the medium, so no problem. Hold on one second. Let's remove this just because we don't want to mess up this already good blog post. Now, you'll notice there are certain links included into this actual website, okay? And the links are beneficial. But right now, as you're probably new to your site, it's really important to be kind of greedy with your Google Street Credit. You want to keep the Google juice flowing towards your ranking. So if you're writing about an area and you want to include something like the HOA for that area, you would go to the page that you want to include the link, copy, okay, so highlight and copy, and then take a keyword like Kensington Park, and then go to the link icon right here. And then paste it into this box and tick this box, open link in a new window or tab. That's going to create a link through the text, okay? Super easy. Now, rule of thumb, and I'm sure you all know this already, text mode is not text for humans. Text mode is for actual robots. This is how you write some code, and you'll notice this is where the photo is. So if we were to hop over into visual mode, that's how humans see it. Stay in visual mode, and if it doesn't have a lot of choices at the top of your toolbar, toggle that toolbar. So just remember, it's super helpful. Now, each blog post as well as any of your content areas in your GeoFarm need to include the same finishing line each time. If you're interested in Kensington, California real estate, please call San Diego real estate expert Dan Conway and then his phone number. Now, if this were my blog post, I would highlight Mr. Conway's name, insert yet another link, and here's a trick. This is time to get out your pen, okay? Pen and paper time. No test after, but I would like you to remember this trick. Mail to and colon, and then just put your email address, okay? That way, it's a clickable link from your post. If someone was truly interested and wanted more information, they would be able to click your name and go directly to your email and shoot you off a message, which would be awesome. So we're not going to include that, but it's as easy as that. Now, before we're done with this post, I want you to take your focus keyword, copy, and come on down to your WordPress SEO by Yoast. This is your general settings. This area is super awesome. It makes it very easy for you to check how SEO worthy your content is. And as you can see, it's already been set up. Kensington, California real estate, and then Kensington, California real estate, homes for sale in Kensington. Now, I would finish it off with that last line just because if you get into the habit of putting in this information, I'll show you right here. Let's add a period and add that in. So we have too much going on here. It just said that we're limited to 156 characters, and we went over by 122. And that's because Google only allows for so much of a description or a snippet on the page. But if you finish it off with your name and contact, so and so at and your telephone number, it creates yet another clickable link. So if someone wanted to contact you just from your Google page, they could click your telephone number and they'd be giving you a call. So let's undo that. And we have one more step, okay? We're going to come over, and in your case, to make this go to the right place, we're going to check blog. This is a set up blog, so you'll notice there are tons of different choices and they're all categorized until you have lots to write about, or if you want to start writing about things and giving them categories to be found right off the bat. You can always add a new category, but I'm going to need you to check blog. So if this was blog, and then you would click update. So we're going to uncheck this little choice. And this person has chosen San Diego homes, San Diego lifestyle, San Diego towns. And then, of course, on the front, when we look at this post, here are all the categories. So if we have more articles underneath these categories, you can click and it would take you to the rest of the articles that have anything to do with these items. So you'll notice Kensington, homes for sale in Sorrento. Check out San Diego lifestyle. There's several different articles. So it just makes it really easy to archive. I know it's a lot of steps in the very beginning, so it makes it sort of confusing. But we are here for you. Your support team is at your fingertips. Basically, just hop on the HJI training schedule, and you can always take our webinars or schedule a one-on-one call if the webinar doesn't fit into your schedule at the time. Now, one more thing, and I think that a really good blog post to share would be farmers market. Okay? Everyone loves a farmers market. This is really a good post. I would like you to think about using your network abilities, because you people are people. I want you to think about reaching out to members of your community. If you know that there's an up and coming market that is about ready to debut in one of your territories, reach out to the manager of that new store and let them know, hey, I'm an agent in the area. Here's my card. Here's my website URL. I'm going to write a bit of a blog post about your coming soon store, about your attraction. Could you provide me with any photos for my article? And then, of course, everyone loves free publicity, so they're going to give you a bunch of really nice photos to incorporate into your post. We love that. Google loves awesome photos, especially if you name them. So when you download the photos they provide and you actually save them as something that has to do with the post, like, for instance, this one would be saved as Farmers Market SD, Farmers Market San Diego, what have you. If you were writing about homes for sale in an area, you would name it Homes for Sale in Applewood. You could do Homes for Sale in Applewood 1, Homes for Sale in Applewood 2, so on and so forth. Even if it was a photo of children playing in a park, you could still name it something really good for SEO purposes, like Homes for Sale in Applewood County, or Homes for Sale near Applewood Park, number 1. Okay, so you get your photos from the actual person that is opening the market, and then you ask for their email address. Send them over a copy of your post and give them a link in your email. So go to the post after you've published it, copy and paste the URL from that page into your email and link it, just as we did on the back end to create a clickable link with, okay? What most people are going to do in the community is provide you a backlink on their actual website. So it's very, very helpful to have a backlink on someone else's website in order to generate some good traffic back to your site. The reason it's important is Google sees that you are backlinking and they give you even more Google juice, more Google Street cred, better ranking for you. You will get found much quicker when you incorporate this practice, as well as having your page link from different community pages. If you happen to have someone that's in the area interested in that lifestyle, the chances of them clicking on the link to your post are much higher, and then you generate a buzz. Now, the last item that I'm going to mention is you have the choice of leaving your comments open or closed. Okay? If you don't mind occasionally going through and cleaning out a bunch of spam, then leave your comments open and generate a buzz. Start a conversation. That's a really good way to get a repeat visitor. If they happen to comment on something and then they want to see if there's a response, they're going to come back to the site. So it's a win and it's a lose. It's a preference thing. A lot of people don't want to be spammed. They don't want to have to use their valuable time to go and clean out comments. So I want you to think about, would it be beneficial or would it just be a pain? Um, I would probably leave my comments open for a couple months while I'm doing my blog posts to generate a buzz and then be able to have a repeat visitor help me boost my Google juice and get some traffic back and forth. It's just really, really good for SEO. Now, I want to show you one more thing. So blog posts, when you don't have anything to write about, you can come up with something pretty savvy. This is a good way to showcase your coming soons, your pending, recently sold, because this is the opportunity. If you're in a non-disclosure state, you can actually put in the information you're allowed to put in without getting yourself into trouble. So this particular blog post is just an address, and if we let's click on one that's a little more attractive. Okay, this is a cute one. So if we were going to input the address as the actual focus keyword and heading 1, you'll notice heading 2 is directly below. This is a really, really easy way to just create a couple blog posts a week, show some of your properties. Get in there and write a nice little description. You can incorporate the address at least one more time, at least at the bottom. And then I would always finish it with, for more information, contact Joe Agent at, and then your phone number. You can put some MLS information down here, description, whatever you'd like. Now here's the coolest part. You click Facebook, and I'm actually going to show this and share it on my own personal Facebook, which is super cool. And I will show you what it looks like. Now, that feature is an addition to your site. We have a social media sharing package. You can add this feature to your blog post as well as your responsive IDX. So you could click on any of the homes in the little grid of homes that populates at the bottom of your pages, and you can do the same type of function. Again, it would just appear right down here. It makes it very seamless to funnel in all of your coming soon, your pending, recently sold, or even your pocket listings like vacation properties, anything you want to showcase. But as far as blogging purposes go, if you have a really well-written blog post and you think that it would be something that your Facebook users that you are friends with would share, then you would be able to just take and make your post and click a little button at the bottom of the post on the front end, so it's a one-stop. You could do your post, publish your post, come through, click all your buttons, and then you're good to go with your sharing. if you're interested in adding the sharing package to your actual website, just give us a call. It's not a problem. We do a little bundle for you if you don't already have the responsive IDX sharing with your social media. We can incorporate the blog share, the responsive IDX share, as well as any sort of social media icons added to the header or footer of your website if you don't already have it. So that cost is $60. It's a one-time fee, and we can definitely get you taken care of. So if you're interested in doing that, you just give us a call or send us an email. We'll be more than happy to take care of you. All right. So we are open now for questions. If anyone has anything that I can help out with. Oh, okay. So we've got a question here. So promoting an open house is awesome to blog about. Absolutely. I would hop on and create the post, include some awesome photos, information, and then I would share it. I would share it all over the place. I absolutely would. And then how many people are actually viewing the blog? I would definitely get a free Google Analytics code. You go to Google and type in the Google search bar Google Analytics and get a free account. The reason why it's free is because you're actually sharing your information with Google. Okay, they're collecting data and they're providing you with all these really cool charts and graphs. Very easy to read, makes it very comprehensive. Our site, the actual Boulevard 3 sites, have HJI users plugin in the back, and that tracks what your users are doing per session. However, Google Analytics is giving more information because they're able to track in a larger way. So I would definitely take advantage of their free program with the Google Analytics account. Now, it is an additional cost to add the code to your site if we do it for you. If you would like to add that code to your site, simply give us a call and we can do it together via screen share. It's very easy to do. However, if we create a ticket for little additions like that, we have to account for our labor and hours. So I'd much rather have you all give us a call and learn where that is in the back end. And we'll show you via screen share or walk you through the steps while we do it for you. That's never a problem. Any other questions this afternoon? If there's anything that I went through too quickly, feel free to contact us at 858-777-9533, extension 4 for general support, or you are always able to contact us through help@homejunction.com. As a matter of fact, that creates an automatic ticket. It goes into our queue, it reserves a place in line, and the next available support team member will reach out as soon as we're able. Oh, we've got one more question. Sure, we can go through the Facebook thing. Okay, so the social media sharing is actually added to these blog posts. Okay, we do a bundle. Again, the cost is half an hour of labor at $60. So you would hop on, you'd have your blog post, you go to the front end after you publish it, it would appear here, and then you would click on the actual post that you want to share. And since I already shared this one with my friends, I'm going to choose another one. Let's go to this little one right here. So I click the post that we just created, and we're going to share it to Facebook. So your window is going to open up, and mind you, you do need to be logged into your Facebook so your computer knows that you're actually going to post on your own Facebook. And your users, if you missed this part, your users can definitely share your post as well as your responsive IDX, any of the grid of homes, any of the little thumbnails that appear. They can share those and it creates a nice tidy little post on their Facebook, which is super cool, and I will show you why. So we can add some text, and we're going to share the link. And it's super cool to share these posts on your Facebook and social media because if you take a look, it's created this automatic little link back to this agent.com. So we click the post and boom, we are right back on that page. So if you really want to show a potential client, this is why you need to list with me. You get this sort of attention, this sort of promotion. Each post that you name or each page that you name and you share in this manner, this one actually has the address right in the permalink. So again, that's what I was talking about. Naming your permalink, your actual heading, the title of your page needs to be something really good in order to get more SEO juice out of it. So in this case, it's the address. And the address is, again, the heading 2. But because they had named the post the actual address, it dictates what the permalink is. So it's super easy. And we can teach you how if you forgot any of these steps. Just give us a call. All right, everyone. Well, thanks for joining me this afternoon. We have tons of product use webinars and marketing webinars. I would like to invite you to take as many as you'd like, as many times as you'd like. And if the webinars don't fit your busy schedule, please see us at hjitraining.com and schedule a one-on-one support call. It's as easy as clicking Home Junction support, or rather a quick call or conference call. Choose your team member, choose a time, name, email, phone number, and give us a little bit of a heads up on what we're going to cover during our call so we can be better prepared for the time we have together. All right, well, everyone have a great afternoon. And again, I appreciate your attendance, and I hope to see you in some more training very soon. Thank you very much.